Welcome to All Souls Enlightenment with Kahlyssa, spiritual coaching without the fluff.
Okay, there we go. Now I can see me. Anyway, whoever's watching, please pop in, say hello. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Let's see if I can fix this camera just a little bit better. Okay, that's good. All right, whoever's here, I want to say hello. Mwah, 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 mwah. Whew, I don't even know where to begin. It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, huh? Or live to come see you guys. But I just want to give you guys an update, and it's been led by me by Spirit. And remember, I tell you guys I'm transparent, full transparency. And I take my journey, I bring it to you. I tell you everything that I go through, and the significance of my transparency is a part of my work. I cannot coach you guys if I don't experience things, right? I've asked them to hold back on some stuff though, because it's like I don't need to experience everything. Remember, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, which in reality is for you. So I'm serving a service twice. Okay. As you can see, this video, this viewing is about to thy own self be true. The number 844, and I'm going to tell you what started all this. This morning, you know, my admin Judith and I were conversating, texting, and she said 844. I said, let me look that up and see what it's about. It's about being truthful and honest with yourself. And I was like, ooh, me? Man, you don't know. That hole that we talk about, I always say dig deep. It's deeper than you could possibly ever imagine. With that being said, let me move forward. I have to cut away to let you guys know what I'm experiencing. For the past 3 days, I have not had anything but 13 crackers. And today, I haven't had any crackers. I tried to drink some water this morning and it hurt like hell. So I am being weaned off food and learning how to be a breatharian. I never knew what that was called or what that was about. Breathing in all the good prana and releasing all the yuck, transmutation. Well, with that being said, I've been learning a lot about myself. I was in a lot of massive pain yesterday and the day before. And with this pain in my stomach, it felt like I really wanted to say, you know what, forget this. Please, I'm ready to go home right now. I know I'm here for an ascension process to help people to awaken and whatnot and help them in their spiritual path to self-mastery. But you know what? Oh, no, I can't do this. But this is what I did. I had a situation with someone 2 days ago. And I finally told them what I've been wanting to say, but because they were a family member, you know, you can't. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter who it is. You have to be true to yourself. You can't hold on to that stuff. As soon as I released it, now you have to be tactful in how you do it. But as soon as I released that, spoke the truth, and let it go, what I've been thinking and harboring all these years, it subsided. The pain subsided. That's that solar plexus. See, the solar plexus, and I'm going to cut away to the cutaway, the solar plexus dominates all emotions and everything that we do. And I'll cut away to the cutaway to the cutaway, and I'm going to be running a course in March called the Shadow Chakra Awakening. And I'm going to run a special for it for $7. It's a $49 course. So if any of you are interested, make sure that you join my ASE group. And there's a post there to show your interest so I can get an amount of how many I need. So I know how many I need to put in my Zoom room. It's a 8-week course. Okay, but I'm not here to talk about that. Anyway, All right, so we hold all of that stuff in our solar plexus, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just sits there and harbors and moves. Now, let me tell you something. I have been dealing with something that's been sitting up in the top of my stomach, which made it sit up a little bit higher than necessary. And I couldn't understand why it would just never go down. I was harboring that. That's what it was. It has now shifted down. My stomach has gone down, not to mention the fact that I haven't eaten food in like 3 days. But, you know, it's gone down. That has moved. That has shifted. I actually saw the shift. Now, you guys know that I work with energy, correct? Okay. Well, I also put my hand there, spoke a little light language to remove everything, and I actually pulled out the yuck in energy. It's gone. Just like that. That's one of my wonderful characteristic traits, my psychic traits, is working with energy. Now, I say this to say this. We bring you here to today. I have been dealing with some stuff with people that surround me all the time. And I'm quite sure I'm going to share this little trade for you. There's someone around you that you love dearly. Everybody that you love dearly. You only keep your circle close, you know? Your inner circle. Those people at work, you can't say anything to them? Okay. I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to solve all of that. Okay? All right. So this is what's happening. I sat in a meditation and had a meeting with all of the hierarchy up there. And I went through every single person they told me was on my list that I was harboring and holding this negativity with. It's something that you want to tell them, but you can't tell them because you know their personalities and how they're taken, and they're not ready to hear that. And you're told, you know, hey, that's on you, how you want to handle that. Okay. So what you do is you go into confession. You know how everybody goes to these little Catholic churches and everything, and this little man in the booth, and they're like, oh, well, do some Hail Marys or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, no. All right. No one can pardon you. That's a whole nother story. But what you can do in meditation is write your list of people, of things you want to say to them. Okay? But you feel for some odd reason you can't. Write their name. Then write down what you want to say to them. Go into meditation and say in Christos consciousness, I summon the Legion of Light. Then state, I wish to be heard before council. Then you state these words, I have confession. Relieve or release this from my soul. Once you do that, you looked at the name, you say, hey, this is John Doe. John Doe, I have issues with John Doe. I can't tell John Doe because I love John Doe as a really good guy. Jane Doe. I love Jane Doe. She's a really nice lady, but there's just things I know because they're my son, daughter, cousin, aunt, uncle, mother, father, whatever relationship you can't do that with, or you feel restricted to. So you stay, I must confess what I must say and get this off of me here. I leave it here because you're going to leave it with source to transmute that and then turn it back into loving light energy. What's that going to do? That's going to cleanse that solar plexus. That's going to get that stuff out of there. And you'll notice you'll start shifting aches and pains and things that are in your body, your stomach issues and all of that will go away. It will start to change. You'll start to feel better. You'll feel lighter. I feel like, hey, Shay, you'll feel better. You'll feel lighter. Things will change. It's significant that you take that process seriously. And then once you're done, you thank everyone you close and say, thank you for your time. I'm in most gratitude for hearing my plea. And so it is. And blessed be. Now, let's go back. That's being truthful. We're back to the 8:44 because that was the timestamp this morning when we connected. So the timestamp of 8:44 with the spiritual meaning of 8:44, to thy own self be true, is what I titled this. Honesty is the best policy. Is true, but you can't always do honesty. Well, I do, and this is why this is just me. Everybody knows that I have a very, very thin filter, if any at all. It might be like in the size of a little box. I speak truth, and I don't have a problem doing that. And those that know me either love me or hate me. There's none that they could take or leave. They either love me or they hate me. They either like me or they don't. And guess what? Because nobody pays my bills. Well, there you go. Now, let's move on. Okay? All right. So now, to thy own self be true. You must be honest within yourself. How you actually, what's going on with the relationships that you have with different beings. It's imperative that you enlighten your soul. Yes, that's very true. We must sit down. This is part of inner work. Confession is good for the soul, but how you do it, your intent behind it, and where it is, that's something between you and source only, not another. And only source can free you, can free that feeling. Only source can make you okay within thyself. Telling another person really is not going to do anything. It may make you feel a little bit better, but is that person trustworthy? Are you putting all your trust in a person? No, shouldn't be doing that. So these are things that you should be doing for source. You bring this to source. Now, a lot of you have an issue with religion. Not my problem. Religion and spirituality are saying the same thing. And that's what I'm here to tell you guys. You guys, it's like, you know what they're showing me now? I see the political party. They're saying the exact same thing in opposition. In actuality, they're mirroring each other and what they want. So they're triggering each other, but without hearing each other. There's like, Mom and Dad, please stop fighting. That's just the way it is. What is that? The devil on the left and the angel on the right? What is that? That's the ego and the heart. Ego, soul. Ego, heart, mind, space. Ego, consciousness. Now, when we say ego, a lot of people are just using the word ego as something like, they're standing and they think they're too full of themselves. Nope. That is the matrix definition. The true definition of the ego conscious is the way we think and process, the way we function as humans down on this earth. This is why we cannot totally destroy it. We wouldn't know how to drive a car if we did that. We wouldn't know how to conversate. We wouldn't know how to brush our teeth. We wouldn't know how to take responsibilities. So it's diminishing it and allowing your subconscious, your oversoul, true self, higher self, take the wheel and say, hey, now look, ego, we'll pull you out when it's necessary. Okay? We're going to love ourselves, live in loving light, and let ego come out when it's necessary. Okay? All right, so now I've gone off tangent on that. Let's get back on track. When you're true to yourself, honesty is the best policy. Are you being honest when you tell a person, okay, I'm going to go back to this. And you know what? I'm going to include in this, below this video, I'm going to include the link to a video I did a long time ago. And it was called Friendrobe. And the other one is In the Know. Okay, I'm gonna put those two videos below. These videos talk about, In the Know says, do you know how to say no to somebody? Or are you saying no, yes, out of obligation, or yes, you don't know how to turn someone down? Now we're dealing with the throat chakra. We're not dealing with their honesty. You're tired. No, you don't want to go anywhere. No, you don't feel like taking somebody. No, why is it all the time that I have to do this in this relationship between the two of us? Now that could be a friendship. That could be a marriage. That could be a partnership. That could be a family relationship. It could be a business partner. Okay. Why is it that it's called Michelson and Johnson, but only Johnson seems to be doing all the work? Remember those people back in high school? Or even, yeah, high school. I would go back to high school. That's when we really had our personalities and we would tell somebody off. Okay. We started going into it when we were in like middle school. So, you know, we get these projects. You have to do projects with people. Okay, so we get these team of people and you pray to God that your teacher or instructor does not pair you with the person that has that known reputation. Don't do SHIZZNIK. And guess what? You're partnered with John that doesn't do SHIZZNIK. John SHIZZNIK. Okay, that's what we're going to call him. John SHIZZNIK. John SHIZZNIK could be in a group. He's not going to do nothing. That means all the weight is on you. God help you. It would be better if we had like a 3 or 4 group. No, you're going to be partnered with this. That means you have to do all the research, though that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're going to have to do all of everything. Now, this is when you want to tell John SHIZZNIK about himself. But you don't. That's where the confession comes in. Because your solar plexus and your stomach problems. Not TMI. We're all grown-ass people. Bowel movements, constipation, digestive issues, all of that is controlled by your solar plexus, which is in charge of all the emotions, which is where everything goes and harbors in there. It's not all about the gut and what you put in it on a physical level, but what you put in it on an emotional level as well. Your spirituality comes into all play. Now, so going back to John SHIZZNIK. All right. So In the Know will teach you how to say no to people. Okay. Now, the other one that I was stating was Friendrobe. When is it time to drop that friend? Or excuse me, the one that's labeled a friend. Now, we all know that's not really your friend, but we keep them, you know, why? Why are we doing that? Remember, we can't take it with us, right? We can't take it, we can't take it with us. So if we can't take it with us, why are we going to take John SHIZZNIK with us too? Okay. Well, once you find out the lesson is why John SHIZZNIK is in your life. Ooh, let's dig a little deeper for that, huh? Let's cut away to the cutaway of the cutaway to the second power. That's clever. All right. So John SHIZZNIK. Now we're going to dig a little deeper. Why is John SHIZZNIK in your life? John SHIZZNIK is in your life because you're contracted soul to soul so that you can get your life lesson. Your life purpose, you know, get yourself on your road to self-mastery, what you're supposed to be here, the lesson that you're supposed to experience for your purpose. That will lead you to your purpose. Okay. Well, if you have issues with your throat chakra and you don't say anything, you're always a yes person. Yes, this, yes, that. Okay, I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. And that's a whole nother rabbit hole that we don't need to go down because I have lots of videos on that as well. How servitude. Why are you doing things? Because people like you and all that. So I don't want to get into all of that, but this is where it all goes. See how it all comes together. It's your everyday life. Spirituality is not something that just, I'll sit in meditation and I practice and whatever. That's not spirituality. That is zenning out. That's all you're doing for a second. But your shiz is still hanging out there. And the reason why it's still there is because you're not doing the inner work. You must find the purpose for everything going on. Everything will lead you to self-mastery. So, John SHIZZNIK's purpose in your existence would be to learn how to speak up for yourself. So when you go home, let's say John SHIZZNIK is your issue at work. You go home and you're either henpecked as a man or abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused. Those are the worst. Because you can't see them. You can't see the scars. You can't see the bruises. You're better off with someone who actually physically touches you. That you will take care of, But I digress. So you go home and you're mentally or emotionally abused. You don't speak up for yourself. So what is John SHIZZNIK going to teach you? What's the lesson? To learn how to speak up for yourself. The lesson comes full circle, all the way around at all times. Therefore, what do? You either address John SHIZZNIK in a tactful, classy way, not exploding, not cussing, not all that other ugly ghetto nonsense, okay? But if you can't speak to them, see if there's a situation where you have a mediator at work that can come to some resolution between the two of you. If you can't do that either, here we go. And if you really want to talk to him, you sit before in meditation at that confession and have him sitting at that meeting. Say, I would like to pull in and let the situation where I could speak to that I will be heard from John SHIZZNIK in this meeting, that how I feel, okay? So I can express myself freely, okay? Now, once that's resolved, how much you want to make a bet your stomach won't be a problem anymore? How much? That's right. It won't be a problem anymore. Things will start to settle. Things will start to shift. You'll feel the energy in your auric field. That will shift as well. So, honesty is the best policy. But let me explain something to you with this honesty is the best policy. Sometimes you're not always right. This is why you sit in meditation and ask to be shown the purpose. What is the reason, John SHIZZNIK? Why are you in John SHIZZNIK's life? What's the reason? You're there to show John SHIZZNIK how to be in gratitude, how to appreciate another person, humility, trust and understanding, empathy. Look at that. All that weight on John SHIZZNIK. All that is on John SHIZZNIK. Whereas your situation was this one little thing all the way up here to teach you how to speak out for yourself. Right? But this is the big thing here. So, comprehend this. Self-forgiveness. Once you find out what the reasons or the lessons and things of that nature are, that's when you'll truly be free. To thy own self be true. Now, with all that, let me tell you what happened, what brought me to today, this afternoon. I have never been in such gratitude before. I had my court hearing today, and I have officially gotten my maiden name back. So I am officially Ava Kahlyssa Alicia Foote. Once again, I had to pay for that. And you know, I'm telling you, whew, I felt like a whole world was lifted off of me. I've been divorced for 11 years come August. And I didn't know that my divorce decree did not contain, and this is for you women out there that are in the process of getting a divorce or whatever, just know, when you get a divorce, make sure they write that detail in the divorce decree. It has to be written in the divorce decree, not just stated by the judge, that we can get our names back and then it's free. This I had to pay for. Even though the judge stated it, it wasn't listed in the divorce decree. So I had to end up paying for it. So it's like I paid for making that one I do. Ooh, listen to the joke on this. I was being instated or whatever, sworn in. There we go. And she said, you have to say I do. When I raised my hand to say I do, it was like what is it? PTSD, post-trauma stress disorder. Because it was like me, I went back to the day I said I do when I got married. I was like, she said, you know, I do. I was like, I do. And it all came to a flood just like that, which told me, now let's take it into an even deeper thing. You know that I'm a time traveler. We're all time travelers. It's according to what you can do and can't. Okay. I went back to that moment. Right now we're overriding timelines and things of that nature. So I felt that moment in that instant. I went back to that moment, got myself back, and I'm on track once again to my life, to my road of superior self-mastery. Yay me! Yay me, get it, yay me, yay me, get it, yay me. Sorry, I'm just so happy. I just cannot express it enough. So, I will be able to officially sign my name and all documents. I can go to the bank. I can change everything in March. So excited. And it's interesting. My tarot readings kept telling me something was happening in March. Well, that's it. They said a new start is happening. Well, I'm taking it for that. How about that? Anyway, okay. So, I just thought that was so peculiar how that went down. When she said, you know, swearing me in, and I was like, I do. I was like, yeah, that's what got me into this mess in the first damn place. That's the first thing that went through my mind. That's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, such is life. I am here. I'm doing my best. I'm feeling just a little bit better. I'm going through this process, like I stated, as a Breatharian, and I'm just adjusting accordingly. I'll put something in the video box below, and explaining what a Breatharian is. Okay. But I love you guys. You have been wondrous. Without you, I don't exist. Think about that. I'm going to repeat that and leave that with you. Without you, I don't exist. And for those of you that are triggered by me, can't stand me and hate me, don't know what it is you can't put your finger on, and don't like me for some reason, good! I love it. That means I'm doing my job. Now you got to find out why. What is it that I represent for you? My job is to trigger people. I am here to help those face their fears and bring out their shadow selves, bring up things that they've suppressed, bring up things that need to be healed from their previous incarnations and such. Okay? So, what else? Yep, that's about it. You guys need to really come over to the ASC group. When you do join, please, please, please look and click on all the topics, because all the information is there. It's set up as a social learning platform. Okay? And if you have any questions, you all know how to reach me at wonderstothee.com for all of your spiritual needs. All right? So, love to all. Put it up high enough. Peace to all. Wonders to thee. Ciao.